welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I have the most exciting special guest here with me. It's my husband. This is the first sit-down video he's ever done with me, so I am so thankful to him. He's been a huge supporter of my channel from day one, but he's liked to be behind the camera more than in front of it. But as a special present to me, he said he would do a sit-down video, and we're going to be talking about our Jewish wedding. So I thought it would be fun to kind of look back on all the different Jewish I'm just realizing you're never going to hear him talk.
I don't think I need to.
We wanted to look back on all the Jewish aspects of our wedding and kind of share how we came to the conclusions we did or arrived at the different things that we did, because each part was like a discussion. It wasn't all said and done right from the beginning, right?
Yeah, as much of a discussion as this intro.
So let's jump in. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Marian. I make videos about being a mom and being a Jewish mom, so if you like this one, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Maybe if we get more than 500 likes, Andrew will be in another video. What do you think? How many likes do we need?
Sure, 500.
Okay, 500 likes.
Mazel tov. Lift the veil, kiss the girl.
But I wanted to recommend this book. Let me see if the camera will focus. It's called The New Jewish Wedding. It's by Anita Diamant. I interviewed her for my book. She's amazing. She's like the Jewish author. She wrote The Red Tent. So I thought we could just go down the line of her introduction page.
The old best, not the new best.
Yeah, the new best. And just go topic by topic. Okay, first one, choosing a rabbi.
We chose based on primarily on location.
Yeah, so we got married in LA, where I'm from, so we chose the rabbi that I grew up with. But it was tough because we wanted to like meet with the rabbi beforehand, but we weren't in LA that often.
Yeah, so we ended up meeting with my rabbi.
Yeah.
And then you who didn't officiate, which was a little strange, but...
Right, but we wanted to include him, or we wanted to meet with him too. Do you remember what our rabbi said to us, which I always kind of talk about? There's a few things our rabbi that married us said that like have really stuck with me. I'm curious if any have stuck with you.
What did he say?
One, he said every marriage is an intermarriage. Do you remember that?
You're talking about at our wedding, or
I
when
think
we met
he
with
said
him?
that to us when we met with him. That basically, like, even though we're both Jewish, we're raised Jewish, that because you come from different backgrounds, no matter what your backgrounds are, it's a type of intermarriage.
I do. Now that you gave it more color, I do remember that.
And the other thing I really remember is just the vows, or like in the context of the vows, kind of the speech that he gave, which maybe I'll play a little bit of here.
We have a love of beginnings, our people. Daily, we celebrate something brand new. HaMechadesh betuvo b'chol yom tamid ma'aseh b'reishit. Every day, God wakes up in the morning and brings newness to the world. Novelty, the possibility of reinvention and renewal and re-life, reanimation and rebirth. It is a talent of a couple that love each other to renew, to find each other today as husband and wife, and tomorrow to discover each other again as husband and wife. Because this is the first time he will stand under the chuppah and he's trembling with fear, we would like to ask some of the senior adult members of the community to offer a bit of wisdom. All right, tell us how you accomplished this.
His words were just really beautiful, and I think because I've watched him on our wedding video so many times, they really stuck with me. It's kind of about like finding the person who makes you the happiest.
Yeah, he did a really good job.
Yeah. Okay, the Ketubah. What are your memories or thoughts on that?
I feel like I just told you to pick one you like. I honestly don't think I had any input there.
Yeah, I don't think you really cared much about the Ketubah. I really wanted a paper cut one that was like, I was set on it. I don't even know where that idea came from, but it was going to be a paper cut.
I also don't speak Hebrew, so I didn't know what was in it, and I wanted to know how many donkeys I was getting, but no one ever told me.
Yeah, so the writing on the Ketubah is a little bit controversial because it's basically kind of like what the woman is worth, and people kind of brush over that language. Some people use an edited form of a Ketubah, which like Orthodox community wouldn't consider kosher. So there's a lot of little details that go into the ketubah. There's also new things about like adding a clause for being able to get a get. A get is a Jewish divorce. So there are a lot of things that came up. I don't remember us having any conflict about it. I think you were just like, whatever you want.
No, we both were cool with having the
I think we added the get
Yeah,
clause.
we did.
We added it in. The chuppah.
With the logic of it's sort of I viewed it, or I think we agreed that it's sort of just like a formality. If you're gonna get divorced, why hold it up for a get? Like,
Right.
you might as well just put it in the ketubah.
Yeah. The chuppah. Do you remember whose tallis we used under the chuppah? We had a few, because we had one, I remember the chuppah itself was made from a cloth, I think, and then they tied one of our...
But it was I think from my side of the family.
Yeah. And I'll put up the pictures and stuff. It was really beautiful. And then we also wrapped ourselves in the tallis during the ceremony, which was another family tallis. And then there was probably at least 2 or 3 tallis.
My dad's and my grandfather's.
Yeah. And that's what's really nice about a Jewish wedding is there's lots of opportunities to incorporate like family traditions and family heirlooms or Judaica. So we also had, I think, 2 Kiddush cups because you drink from the Kiddush cup at the ceremony. And then, of course, we had the kippot. Do you remember the disaster of the kippot?
Vaguely. I don't remember the details. I remember it not working.
So I wanted cream-colored leather kippot. Like, that was...
You wanted something that, like, didn't exist or something.
No, the problem was we ordered it and they came, like, poorly made. Like, they were, like, unraveling. Like, the parts were totally...
The seams were coming apart, yeah.
The seams were coming apart. And I think...
We ordered the cheap ones.
Yeah, we ordered the cheaper ones. Leather kippot are still expensive, but we went with, like, the cheapest one we could find. I remember, like... scouring the internet for the cheapest ones, but that company I think replaced them, and the ones they sent the second time were fine, and they were really beautiful. And they said Anila Dodiva Dodi Li. We wanted to put that in, which is I am my beloved and my beloved is mine, and we also used that on the invitation, and then like in the wedding, in the vows or ceremony part of the wedding. That reminds me, do you remember in the vows? This was like my big thing. So the wedding vow, do you remember it?
Yeah, you didn't want him to say each word by word. You said we're not dumb. We can do like 6 or 7 words in a row. So
yeah, so I have a really big pet peeve when the rabbi has you say each word after him. I'm like, I can handle 2 or 3 at a time. Also, like, I speak Hebrew, not 100% fluently, but enough, like, almost as if it was English. It was like, I will, like, I just didn't like that.
Yeah, so they broke it into like 3 segments instead of doing it word by word.
Right. I was going to ask you if you remember the actual vows.
No.
I think it's Harei at Mekudeshet Li.
Yeah, that's it.
Or Harei at Ata Mekudash Li.
That's part of it, at least.
Yeah.
My wife.
Marion, do you take Andrew to be your husband according to the laws and the traditions of Moses and Israel, to love and honor and cherish him?
Yes.
Place this ring on his right forefinger.
Harei Ata
Mekudash li,
Mekudash Li.
b'tabat zo,
Etabat Zo.
kedat,
Kedat
Moshe,
Moshe
v'Yisrael.
Yisrael.
By this ring,
By this ring,
you are consecrated to me
you are consecrated to me
as my husband.
as my husband.
And together, hold hands now. Every Friday night, you're going to light candles. Every Friday night, you're going to welcome the Shabbat. And the light of Shabbat will shine into your eyes. I want you to remember these 4 words and recite them every Friday night over your candles, so that every Friday night you might renew your marriage as of tonight. Together, please say, Ani,
Ani,
Lidodi,
Lidodi,
Vidodi,
Vidodi,
Li.
Li.
I am my beloved's,
I am my beloved's,
and my beloved is mine.
and my beloved is mine.
Mazel. You'll break this glass and it breaks into a million zillion pieces. And there's nobody in the world who can put it back together. It represents the world out there. And in that world, you found the one. who makes you whole.
So that's vows. Oh, I want to talk about the Tish and the Bedecken. So traditionally in a Jewish wedding, before the ceremony takes place where everyone, sees the bride and groom walk down the aisle, the bride and groom will sign the Ketubah, and before that happens, there's what's called a Tish and a Bedecken. So the men go to the Tish, they drink a lot, and the women go to the Bedecken. The bride sits on a throne, basically offers blessings, and it's a whole thing. I did not want a Bedecken. You might be surprised to hear this, but I'm very shy and awkward, and I just was like, there's no way on my wedding day I could handle being surrounded by 100 Jewish mothers talking to me. So I was like, no way. But you wanted the Tish.
Sort of. I didn't know what it was. Mine was the first one I'd been, or maybe the second one I'd been to. But,
yeah.
But we got married relatively early among our friends, and so I hadn't. If I had been to any, I'd been to maybe one, and you had told me it was like a Torah study thing, so I was nervous that I had to prepare a speech about the Parsha, and I remember that, and I didn't want to do that. But you sold it to me on drinking brown liquor. And a lot of my friends had never done it before. And we did a non-traditional one where there were women in the room. So what we did is we said, because we did pictures first, not that we were a strictly Orthodox wedding, we saw each other before, for pictures. And then anyone who was sort of at the venue, which was family, bridal party, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Just came to the Tish. So there were women there, and there were men there, and not many of my friends had done a Tish before, but one or two of them had, and they sort of led the way. And
the rabbi walks you through it. You don't have to do it on your own.
And
I wasn't there.
Well, now that I've been to a bunch after the fact,
right?
Your rabbi or our rabbi did a really good job, sort of leading it. Others have not been. That's not been the case.
Right.
But our rabbi made it really easy, and he sort of took the lead, and it was actually, I enjoyed it a lot, despite being a little hesitant about it.
Yeah, I kind of wish I could have been there. We heard it a little. We were kind of outside the room, but I've seen the video and footage of it, and it's really nice. I think also to get to spend some time like that before the wedding when it's all so crazy, and it's a lot more personal. So I would say if you are Jewish and planning a Jewish wedding, you're probably watching this video, think about ways to make these traditions your own. So even though initially the Tish and Bedecken were things that we didn't want, there were aspects of them that really appealed to us, like spending time with family in a fun, meaningful way. So we talked to our rabbi about how we could do it in a way that would work for us. And I think it's one of our favorite parts of the day in the end. Yeah,
no, if you're hesitant about it, I'd say talk to the rabbi and see how they feel about sort of leading it. And if they're comfortable leading it, then I don't think it will be a big deal at all. And after the fact, my uncles who'd never done one said it was the best part of the whole thing, and all my friends had a ton of fun at it, and I had fun at it. So it was, I'm really happy that I did it, and a lot of my friends after the fact did it because they came to mind. Right.
Another interesting traditional thing is after the ceremony, it's traditional for the bride and groom to be alone. In some circles, they consummate the marriage there, but I think that's pretty rare because it's just not a great time. But you eat, that's a big one because normally you've been fasting. We did not fast on our wedding day, although I probably ate an almond. I was so nervous.
I mean, we sort of did without trying to, just because you're so busy.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
It's nice because it's a chance to just be alone. It's the only time of the day you're really alone. Even the photographer's not in there. You have a little bit to eat, and then you kind of collect yourself and go.
And you're on your timeline instead of the wedding timeline.
Everyone else is
you're
in
not going to stay in that room for an hour. You're just, it's however long you need to sort of get yourself together.
Yeah. But it is kind of awkward just because of that association that you're consummating the marriage in there.
Isn't someone supposed to guard the room?
Yeah, there's a guard.
Didn't your sister stand guard?
Yeah, you're supposed to have a sibling or someone special stand guard so no one comes in. I wanted to talk about the ceremony a little bit. One of the things we also talked about or discussed between us, we weren't sure what we wanted to do, was circling. So traditionally the bride circles the groom 7 times before they walk up to the chuppah. But amongst our friends, like our circles, people kind of split it. So the bride does 3, the groom does 3, and then they do 1 together. I don't think you cared.
No, but you wanted to do all 7.
I wanted it to be traditional just because I don't like I don't know, word was just like an aspect of the tradition that didn't like offend me. I just thought, I think it's nice. I can see how like a feminist approach might not like it, but I just didn't take it that way. I just took it as like a traditional aspect, in the same way that the groom smashes the glass. Like, yeah, it'd be fun for me to smash it, but we never thought of that.
You would.
I was so nervous.
That would not have gone well.
I was so nervous about him smashing the glass for no reason. I was like, what if it doesn't break? So yeah, I think of it like that. There's just certain things that men do, certain things that women do. Not that you can't switch that up if that's what your heart desires, but our hearts didn't desire it. Okay, I think that was pretty much it. The only other thing I can think of is at the wedding celebration.
The hora?
Yeah, we had an epic hora. It lasted, I would say, 45 minutes. Like, so long. And we told them we wanted to do it up.
It was like at least 2 or 3 shirts length.
He changed his shirts because it was like so sweaty from the hora. But I loved it. It was so much dancing. This is a big thing I have about weddings. A lot of people do the hora after dinner to get people back on the dance floor. That doesn't work for me. After dinner, I'm like, I just want to slow dance or just sit at the table drinking wine or coffee. I love the hora to kick things off, because that's how a traditional Jewish wedding starts. So in my mind, like, that's very traditional, but also has so many positive aspects, because as soon as you come in, instead of like just the first dance, which is like, you know, romantic or somber, we did the first dance after dinner. We switched it. Yeah. Did we?
No, we did first dance and then hora.
Maybe we did first dance and hora. Either way, we did hora right at the beginning, though. Like, not after dinner.
Okay.
So, like, the first big section of dancing was the hora, which I really like, because that's when people have, like, the most energy and excitement. So, that was something I did care about. And, Andrew, to tell you the one thing I told the band not to do that they did.
Play I Got a Feeling by the Black Eyed Peas, which is now our kid's favorite song.
Yeah. I said to them, it's the only song I don't want to hear at my wedding. I don't know why, I was like, no, I don't want to hear it. And of course, they played it. Other than that, they were an amazing band, though. The other thing we had was the Shabbat dinner the night before that, which was also really nice, except that it was like 100 degrees at night. In LA, yes, summers are hot, but generally it cools off at night, unlike the East Coast. So parties outside in the summer are like amazing, and you never have to worry. It's like perfect weather every time. And we did look out on the weather that weekend, but for some reason that night was so hot. My parents' air conditioning could not keep up with all the people that were there. So it was a really lovely night, and it was a nice thing to incorporate into the wedding weekend, because it like stretches it out. And again, it's just more time with family, especially for us, because we had family fly in from Australia, Israel, just everywhere. So it was really nice, but hot. So I think that's all the Jewish aspects of our Jewish wedding. If you guys have any questions for me or Andrew, definitely let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you guys. Definitely give this video a thumbs up so we can get to 500 likes and make him do another video. Jewish daddyhood? Jewish daddy life?
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Anyways, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one. Bye!